Is this recording?
I hope it's recording. Tim, we're so excited to have you join us at Follow the Leader coming up in May at the Mint Museum in Charlotte. And I'm going to start off by just saying, how excited are you to be joining us?
Well, thanks, David, Amy. To start off, I'm very excited because I've only been to that part of the country one time. But more than anything, I know that, I like to think that some things are just right and they're supposed to happen and you don't force them. And I believe that this event and the way that it came about is really kind of a divinely inspired event. So anytime you can be a part of something like that, it's something to get excited about. I literally am thinking about this every day. I'm doing a lot of events, and this particular one is the one that I have circled on the calendar. You've heard the old expression, how a sporting team has something circled on the calendar. Well, this is the one this year that I have circled.
Oh, thank you so much.
That's
I love
awesome.
that. We're so excited to have you in North Carolina, and the group of people that are coming are so excited to hear what you're going to talk about. So can you give us that one takeaway that those people in the crowd, that your audience members are going to take away from your talk?
If I had to give you one takeaway, one that's been sticking with me is the term capable. I know it sounds like kind of a benign term, but the thing that I want people to take away is I want them to be able to define what they're capable of. And one of the questions that I wanted to ask is to really ask, what am I capable of? And not only that, but what am I leaving on the table? My whole life I've done things where to the outside person it looks like I've done it quite well. But inside I know that I'm leaving a lot on the table, and I've just kind of left it there because it looks good enough. So the thing that I want people to take away from this is to really get in deep to what they are capable of doing and what they're leaving on the table.
Love that.
Awesome. If you could go back in time, because you haven't always been the super rock star that you are right now. I know that it's probably hard for our audience to even comprehend. But if you could go back in time and you could say, if I knew then what I know now, or better yet, if you could refocus that to say, if I could learn that and I could share this with the crowd, as in something to anticipate or to hold in the center of your mind moving forward, can you think of what one of those things would be?
Man, the thought that comes to mind is, I think John Lennon said, sometimes, and I may not get this totally right, but he says, sometimes I feel like a loser, or a part of me feels like a loser and the other part of me feels like the Almighty God. If I could go back in time and I knew then what I know now is that we always feel inadequate. No matter how confident somebody looks, we always have those doubts in our head. We always kind of vacillate between feeling quote unquote like a loser and then having these feelings like we can do anything, or like, we can create like God. So if I could go back in time, I would love to just know that it's okay to feel like, we're a loser sometimes. But in reality, we have the ability to create anything that we want. So I would just say that, it's normal to feel like that, and we all do.
Awesome.
I love that, because it's true. Once we accept something, we don't give it so much power anymore. We've acknowledged it, we validate it, we know that it's a part of us, and then we get to be in partnership with it, as well as our other side, our God self. And that really speaks to the name, the title, Follow the Leader, because Follow the Leader is really about learning how to be the leader inside of you, right? And also learning how, it's a double entendre, right? So it's learning how to really follow God or your creator, whoever that might be. And what is the path that he set forth for you, and learning to have that internal GPS system tuned in so perfectly that you're going to be able to trust your gut, like I've heard you speak about on many stages. And so I've been asked often, what is leadership? What does that mean? And for me, what it means is learning how to lead myself so others will follow, and really being that being the best me I can be. So what would that be? What would being a leader, what's your definition of that?
Oh, That is a good question. And I even knew it was coming. And it's, you know, I've kind of played the role throughout my life as I would call it a reluctant leader, meaning it's not something that I have ever really went out to seek, but I've found myself in leadership positions throughout my life. I've realized that when I spoke, people listened, even though I didn't really want to speak. And so I felt leadership more as a responsibility or a calling. It's definitely not something that I am going out trying to be. I've just kind of come to peace with the fact that I'm a leader and that God's given me that gift and that I have to do something with it. Because someday I'm going to have to answer to that. He's going to say, hey, what did you do with that gift of leadership that I bestowed upon you? And I better be able to look him in the eye and say, you know what? I brought some people with me.
That's awesome. You know, my dad was a preacher, and he used to say, when people would talk about going into the calling and so forth, and he would always say it's a divine ordinance. It's something you're definitely called to. He goes, because it's not an easy life. And if you really knew everything that was in store for you, you wouldn't just jump into it wholeheartedly, because it ain't easy. Now, he loved it, but I thought of that when you said about leadership, because really it is. There's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders to carry with you.
Yeah, I've been feeling that the last couple of years. You know, as a chiropractor, I'd grown this business to where it was easy. And I hate to say that, but it got to the point where it was easy. And I knew that I was not fulfilling, I was leaving too much on the table, so to speak, and I was not fulfilling it. And I had to step away because I knew that what I had to do was bigger. And you're right, it's not easy. It's hard as hell. You know, it's every day, but when you embrace that, you get up in the morning and you get up with purpose, and you know,
and you're excited for the day,
and it's fun. It's
It
fun
is.
in a very I don't like the word stressful, but it's fun in a, there's so much unknown to it. You're just being guided, and you know, it's being a leader, you have to be guided.
I've always been an adventure seeker, and I feel like leadership is that for me. Because you're right, you never know which way the path is going to turn or twist, or what hill you're going to go over and what's going to be on the other side. And I really loved your answer. It really spoke to me, because I think a lot of people don't know to step up to the plate, and maybe they don't want to. But, you know, it will happen. You'll be forced into it, because it's just your divine calling.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being with us. I really, really appreciate your time, and I cannot wait to see you on May 16th. I'm so excited.
Yay. Yay for Tim.
I look forward to sharing the stage with you guys as well.
Sweet. All right, well, until then, be safe and prosperous, and we'll see you on the 16th. All
right, we'll see you guys later.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
If you'd like to attend our leadership conference, go to www.followtheleadermovement.com/register and get your tickets today. And we'll see you May 16th at the Mint Museum on Randolph Road in Charlotte, North Carolina.